Good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, June the 9th, and we are officially underway. This is just your first check-in video. I wanted you to know that I actually had gone to Fox News online and sent in a tech support request about that video that I'm looking for. I'm hoping, really hoping against hope, that I do get that video recovered because it just tells such a compelling story about what people did in response to Hurricane Katrina that happened way back in 2005. And it specifically gave the story of the lady who owned the Baytown Inn. And it's just a really compelling, feel-good story that it comes out well in the end. But at any rate, like I said, we'll see if I can get it recovered. If I don't, we'll move on and do some other type of discussion. So you've watched now, of course, the Start Here videos, and you've had the opportunity to take a look at the course syllabus. So I'm just going to go directly to the content browser. So we're now beyond Start Here. We're now in week 1. And we've got some lecture videos that I've posted. The lecture chapter 1 videos are all up. There's 4 of them. I had a really good question this morning from one of you. And the question was, should I be familiar with the academic definition of entrepreneurship, or should I be familiar with your definition? Of course, my definition of entrepreneurship is creating value and it leads to a voluntary exchange of goods and services and has to do with marketing and all of that. Whereas the academic definition of entrepreneurship is more rooted in it's where a person has an idea and creates a business. It doesn't have to be a brand new idea. So at any rate, the question was, which do I need to be familiar with? Is it your definition, or do I need to be familiar with the textbook definition? My response to that was, and always will be, it's the textbook definitions, it's the textbook information that you're going to be tested on. So that's what you need to be familiar with. Think of the textbook as a canvas, and I'm going to take the textbook as the canvas, and I'm going to paint a picture using that canvas of what's important and why it is important. I'm not going to cover all the slides. I mentioned that in the syllabus and in the introduction videos. I'm not going to cover all the slides. All of the slides are important, but I would just clobber you if I talked about every slide. I could talk about a single slide for 5 or 10 minutes, and you don't want to hear me. You don't want to hear an old man ramble and tell war stories and all of that. So I'm just going to take selected stuff and tell you about the things that are very important. For example, the E-myth. The fact is that we all have personality types, and there's the entrepreneur, there's the technician, there's the manager or the administrator. And so in the E-myth, I talk a little bit about that and how you have to have a little bit of all of those if you're going to be successful in business. And then I talk about the changing face of entrepreneurship, how female-owned businesses have been the most consistently growing sector of the economy. So where should you be today? You should be getting started. You should have read chapter 1, or you should start reading chapter 1. You should have watched all of the Start Here stuff. You should have read the course syllabus, downloaded it, printed it, or saved it on your hard drive, read it for reference. Should have watched the introduction video. You should have watched the syllabus review, and you should know how to get around in Georgia View. And then you'll see daily check-ins start dropping in as I add those during the week. And you should be watching the lecture videos. So the chapter 1 videos that are out there. Just remember that the chapter 2 videos are going to drop on about Wednesday. Those videos will cover chapter 2 in its entirety. I may record new videos. I've got to go back and review what I have online to see if it's still appropriate, see if I need to change anything. If I don't need to change anything, I'll give you my former chapter 2 videos that I had previously recorded. But I am here. I'm paying attention to what's going on. and I'm going to give you a discussion topic sometime either today or tomorrow. If I can get a response from Fox News, it's going to be a discussion topic about that Baytown Inn. If not, if I don't get a response from them, I'm going to plug in something else, and it'll have to do with the importance of entrepreneurship. So just be on the lookout for that, that the discussion is going to drop and it will be out there. So I hope y'all have a great day. I hope that you're finding this material useful, and I will look forward to talking to you tomorrow.